前回までのあらすじ。電圧低下の調査をした結果、貿易局に問題があることが分かった。貿易局に突した結果、アテナタワーにて不正なやり取りの記録が、この証拠を私にウェルに戻るのであった。それで貿易局の人に渡すとお金たんまりもらえるらしいけど、どうするの？
ジョナウィックはそんな卑しい人間ではないのだ。ただの殺し屋なのだ。だから貿易局に渡さずマストの整備の人に渡すのだ。
いろいろ突っ込みどころはあるけど、まあいいか。で、どこ行くの？
不正なやり取りの中にガルバンクと書いてあったのだ。だからガルバンクに行ってみるのだ。おお、行けージョナウィック。
ガルバンク見つからず迷ってない？マータ自分を追い込んでる。魔女かよ。って酸欠で死にかけてるけど。
見晴らしが良いから大丈夫なのだ。
どういう理屈だよ。
ああ、酸欠で疑問じー。
ダメだこいつ。
エージェント？スパイなのだ。ここからガルバンク見つかるかと思ったけどないのだ。ここダイブしたら楽しそう。
やめときなよ。
ふっざっとこんなもんよ。
ブーストパック手に入れて調子に乗ってるジョナ、行く。急にスーツで泳ぐな。
最近リアルでクロールの練習してるからスターフィールドでもクロールするのだ。
もう好きにしてくれ。
ジョナウィックなかなかいいクロールを泳ぐのだ。陸主よりうまいのだ。よし、ようやくガルバンク見えたのだ。おお、いけージョナウィック。
トライアスロンかよ。
特にこの人に事件の報告をする選択しなかったのだ。
なんだ、そしたら完全にトローに終わっただけか。
まあいいのだ。じゃあウェルに戻って証拠を渡すのだ。おお、いけージョナウィック。
もうジョナ、行く。完全に息切れてますけど。
ちょっと酷使しすぎたから池は泳がないであげるのだ。
胎児の鉄骨渡りかな。で結局泳ぐのかい。
おなじみのウェルに戻ってきたのだ。
もう見慣れた光景ですな。
貿易局まで全力ダッシュ。行けージョナウィック。念のためセーブット。チース、証拠なのだ。
So you tracked it down. You've got something to show for it?
これなのだ。
Great. I'll get this back to Mass for analysis. I'm not stupid. I know Zoe probably made you an offer. I appreciate that you didn't take it. And I'm really glad we got to work together on this.
やっぱりこの人、貿易局が買収しようとしてたの分かってたのだ。
So, looks like maybe someone thought they could hack into Galabank's system. In fact, looks like maybe they did. Still want to claim you had nothing to do with this, Zoe?
My dear, why in the world would I want to break the law? And Galbank, no less. I do quite enough business with them as it is.
All right. Well, I'll have some people look over this. Maybe they'll be in touch.
I very much doubt that.
See you around.
Thing about the trade business? Who you know?
これでこの話は終わりなのだ。
The Trade Authority has access to goods and services no one else does.
品物を見せるのだ。
Of course, of course.
前回見た時からあまり商品の品揃えは変わってないみたい。そういえばこのゲーム品揃えの更新ってどのくらいの頻度なんだろうね。
I have 3 projects that are backburnered right now because no one has time to help me. 3!
もう話しかけても新しい話にはならなそうなのだ。何か続きがあると面白そうなのに残念なのだ。
It ain't a snake. It's some kind of celestial being. They call it the Great Serpent. Is it real? Hell if I know. But they think it is. And that makes them dangerous.
バルーン家はグラブジャンプ中にヘビを見たとかでヘビを信仰してるカルト宗教の
Telling you,
はず。
Bianchi, something's wrong with the boots you sold me. I wear them to the metro. Suddenly, the shuttle runs late. I buy a cup of coffee, and the barista screws up my order. It's like I'm walking under ladders with a broken mirror in my pocket. And the only time it happens is when I'm wearing your boots.
So, what do you want me to do about it?
I want a damn refund.
Fine, fine. I'll take the boots back. Just don't tell anyone you bought them from here. You ask me, the real New Atlantis is down here. Stuff tops.
ちょっと待って。
Think Deimos Star Yards would hire me? What am I saying? Of course they would. I'm the best. Later.
ブーツの話なかったのだ。
All this stuff is...
さっきの口論
Wrong.
耳に挟んだのだ。
Oh, right. The boots. I hate to admit it, but she has a point. She's the third customer to return the pair, all for the same reason. The boots might really be cursed.
どこで手に入れたのだ？
Like most of my supply from one of my UC contacts. But after the second customer returned the boots, I got curious and I did some digging. Turns out they were seized from a House of Varun ship. That alone is enough to convince me something's amiss.
壊そうとしたのだ。
And risk releasing whatever's inside them? I've seen enough horror vids to know how this goes.
自分で履いたのだ。
I thought about it once, but then I thought better of it. Best not to tempt fate. And besides, they're not my size.
超常現象なのだ。
I don't doubt it. Either way, it's bad for business. Hey, you're a pilot, right? Maybe you can do me a favor. I've heard of a UC station at the far end of the galaxy called the Den. You go there and stash these boots in a crate, and I'll give you credits as a compensation.
なぜ宇宙に捨てないのだ？
Believe it or not, I actually tried that. And you know what happened? Some UC pilot picked up the cargo and somehow it found its way back to my store. No, I wanted the boots gone. But I also want to know exactly where they are.
ブーツ届けるのだ。
Finally, someone to give these blasted boots the boot, if you pardon the expression. Here, I'll have your credits for you when the job is done.
ラッキーブーツが追加されましたね。
なんだ、装備できるかと思ったら装備できないのだ。これ履くと不幸になる補正のブーツ一回履いてみたかったのだ。
それ誰も得しないから。
しかし銀河系の果てに行かないといけないのだ。やるのは相当後になりそうなのだ。 一応場所だけ確認しておくのだ。
ウルフ整形ってところにやるみたいですね。
これが銀河の果てなの？
何か残ってる仕事はあるの？
ちょっと見てみるのだ。ほとんどはこの整形じゃないところの仕事なのだ。ありゃ、このミッション時間制限あるのだ。
どうするの？やるの？
多分やらないのだ。
これ仕事を受けといてやらないとペナルティあるのかな？
それもよくわからないのだ。時間制限内にできなかった場合にペナルティあるのか実際にこれで調べられるのだ。タスクで一番古いのは木のそばにいる科学者に話しかけるやつなのだ。
植物学者かな？じゃあそれで。
それじゃ地上に出るのだ。全力ダッシュ。おお、ジョナウィック走れ。
こいついっつも走ってるな。
おお、ガルバンクから盗まれたデータの話なのだ。
In a press statement, Galbank acknowledged there was a data breach and reassured its customers that their accounts have not been compromised and their credits are safe.
お金無事って言ってるけど、盗まれてたような。まあいっか。
チース。
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this.
何かあったのだ。心配そうなのだ。
Yes, concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance? Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
興味はあるのだ。どういう仕事を？
A mercenary, huh? Well, I'm sure we can work something out. So, are you on board?
手伝うのだ。
Well, that's... Thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
バイオセンサーの回収なのだ。
今時は IoT でリアルタイムにデータ収集してるんじゃないのか。300年後の方が退化してる説。
Service with a smile. That's the UC way.
納税大好き変態おじさんなのだ。まずは1個目。回収っと。全部このエリアにあると嬉しいのだけど。
やっぱりこの傾斜狂ってる。
明らかに設計ミスなのだ。
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me?
見つけた卵、音が鳴ってなかったか？
Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
このキッズ話しかけられなかったけど、バイオセンサーのタスクで話しかけられたのだな。で、センサーを探すのと UC 流通でセンサーが売られていたのを回収するのだ。それじゃ UC 流通が近いから行ってみるのだ。ここが流通センターなのだ。
I'm afraid, due to recent legislative action, I'm no longer able to allocate ships. I can, however, deal in general goods. Welcome to UC Distribution. Something I can do for you?
最近子供から卵を買ったのだ。それが必要なのだ。
Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why, what is it?
それは繊細なセンサーでとても大事なものなのだ。
Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we?
なぜ渡してくれないのだ？
I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You did say this was important after all. Honestly, it's probably worth way more than what we're talking about.
金で解決するなら金なのだ。100クレジットで。
Pleasure doing business with you.
バイオセンサーゲットなのだ。
Back to it then.
珍しくこそ泥しないと逆に調子狂うんだけど。
多分ここに置いてあったから盗むこともできたのだ。
Something to report.
次のセンサーは結構遠いのだ。
またカイジの鉄骨渡るか。
あったあった。これなのだ。次で最後のセンサーなのだ。独り言？
I hope they serve as a warning and not a call. I feel like I've seen all there is to see. But hopefully I've left a few things for the next life.
これまでの人生を教えろなのだ。
I'm close to 80 years old, so I will spare you the long version. To put it simply, I lived, and I loved. And really, does a person need anything else?
確かにそうなのだ。
And when you get those things, will you be content? Or will you suffer, wanting more? Perhaps the key to a healthy life is to treasure what you already have.
何しに来たのだ？
Just enjoying the view. These days, my favorite thing to do is sit and listen. The wind, the trees, they all have their own language. Sometimes they even sing.
アドバイスは？
You don't need my advice. You're alive. And you've survived everything that comes with that title. Which is to say, you are an achievement. A gift. Never forget that.
仕事はないのだ？
Oh, it just so happens I need a letter delivered to my pen pal in Sidonia. Pay is in advance. 1,000 credits.
なぜ知らない人に手紙を託すのだ？
What is a stranger except a friend you haven't met? Besides, there's something about you that I like. And I've always trusted my gut.
この文通相手は？
Her name is Hattie. She used to live in the apartment I live in now. I used to get all her packages because she never bothered to change her address. One day I tracked her down and sent her a letter. She sent one back. And from then on, we just never stopped responding.
わかった。手伝うのだ。
Bless you, child. I believe you'll find Hattie at the community center in Sidonia. Just hand her the letter. She'll know who it's from.
コソ泥に手書きの手紙を託すとはこのおばあさん、後悔することにならなければいいけど。
木登り難しいのだ。卵ゲット。
キッズに影響を受けて卵って言ってるし。
よし、それじゃ科学者のもとに戻るのだ。ジョナウィック走れ。おお。
ジョナ、陸年齢言ってるし、ご老体いたわってあげて。
I appreciate your assistance, but I still need all of those sensors. Any luck tracking down those sensors?
何をそんなに心配してるのだ？
Recent scans of the tree have suggested that a significant portion of the interior is liquefied. Obviously, some small percentage of its internal workings is always liquid to allow for the transfer of nutrients and so forth, but this? Well, I've never seen anything like it. If it continues to increase, I'm concerned the entire tree may collapse. And I'm also worried about other secondary effects.
副次的な影響？
It's too soon to speculate. I'd very much like to see the additional data before I say more.
この辺り封鎖した方がいいのだ。
If the time comes, I will certainly attempt to alert the appropriate people en masse. If I have more data, though, my concerns might carry some more weight.
真相を突き止めてくれなのだ。
I appreciate your confidence. The sooner I have all the available data, the sooner I can make an assessment.
センサーは全部集めたのだ。
So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. What a relief. Now, let's see. This is... Well, it's... Oh my. This data... Well, it's alarming to say the least. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to MAST immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once.
それいいニュースなのだ。
Well, from a certain point of view. In an, admittedly, somewhat selfish manner. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be, well, disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
2000クレジットゲットなのだ。
木に町が滅ぼされるって300年後はとんでもないことがあるものですな。区切りもいいので今回はここまで。次回はここからの続きで。
The data from the biosensors speaks for itself.
チャンネル登録、高評価よろしくお願いします。
お願いしますなのだ。
また見に来てくださいね。ではごきげんよう。